Good morning, welcome to Spurs Play for the North London derby. Our under-18s today in action against Arsenal under-18s. A fine day for football, lovely day for it. Final home game of the season for the under-18s. Before the final game of the season, which comes next week against West Ham in what promises to be a really busy month for the academy. The under-21s have made it through to the final of the Premier League Cup, competition that has been one where Spurs have tasted lots of success over recent seasons, having won the trophy last season at under-17 and under-18 level, and the under-21s have made it through to the final. They also have the league playoffs, which will be coming up. And more recently, what we have seen is plenty of experimentation. So the lineup for the under-18s has changed significantly, with lots of this group, or this season's group, playing up and playing with the under-21s. Great to see Mason King, in particular, playing at left-back for the under-21s this week in the big matchup, the big win, the big comeback win against Nottingham Forest. Damola Ajayi had a big impact in that match too, so lots of the under-18s moving up and playing with the under-21s. And also fabulous to see Mikey Moore amongst the substitutes for the first team, although it wasn't necessarily the result that we were looking for against Chelsea. Mikey Moore on the bench with the first team. And so what we are seeing with our under-18s group who are playing today is lots of the younger players are filtering through from the under-16s, and will be starting in this game today against Arsenal. An Arsenal team who perhaps have had a slightly different approach. Lots of their group have been involved with the under-21s and are jumping between the two age groups, and that's really been reflected in their results of late. They're in fine form, Arsenal. What they have seen over their last 7 matches, where they have been unbeaten, have been plenty of goals, and maybe that's because the players have been more regularly included in the under-21 setup. Arsenal going through a brilliant unbeaten run. Unbeaten over their last 7 games. Could be a tough test here for Spurs. Under-21s, by the way, will be back in action on Bank Holiday Monday, and so the league playoffs start on Monday. We'll be covering that on Spurs Play. You'll be able to see that with us, but also there is a chance to get yourself to the ground to go and watch that one. It kicks off at midday, so a nice kick-off time. And it will be Spurs revisiting what has more recently become something of a grudge match. Spurs facing Aston Villa, and Spurs beat Aston Villa in the final at under-18 level last season in the Premier League Cup. And Spurs also, this season, faced Aston Villa in the Premier League Cup at under-21 level, and Spurs have got the better of Aston Villa on both of those occasions, and that rivalry will be revisited Bank Holiday Monday. The under-21s back in action, Wayne Bennett's side, midday, in what will be a new format for the under-21s this season, playoff matches, in an attempt to make things a bit more competitive at the academy level. And hopefully that plays out, those high pressure games, hopefully meaning that these Spurs players are a bit more ready for some first team action, and that's something that maybe we will see when we move into next season. Big day for some of the academy players, by the way, today. Watch out for both of the Plymouth loanees, Alfie Devine and Ash Phillips, who will be involved with Plymouth, you would imagine, on the final day of the season. Plymouth looking to stay in the Championship. And watch out for Matthew Craig, our Scotland under-21 international, who is currently on loan with Doncaster. Doncaster have made the playoffs in League Two, and Matthew Craig has been receiving rave reports from his time away with Grant McCann's side in action with Doncaster over the next week or so, as they have their 2 playoff matches in the semi-finals in League Two. Well, the kick-off time is always seen as something of a guideline for the under-18s, and we were expecting to kick off at 11, but well, there always seems to be some flexibility with that kick-off time. And slowly it does look as though the players are about to gradually make their way onto the field here for this one. It has been an excellent season for the under-18s, and it's a real credit to Stuart Lewis, Jermaine Defoe and the rest of the coaching staff that the under-18s, who were so successful last season, are starting to really make an impact now at under-21 level. It's amazing to think that Dorrington, Donley, both of those were a big part of the under-18s last season. And it runs a lot deeper than that as well. The under-21 group is dominated by last season's under-21s. Luca Gunter is another.
Oh yeah.
And it has been brilliant to see this season's under-21s making a big impact more recently, and the Crystal Palace game for the under-21s last time out saw Wayne Burnett give a run out to the likes of Andy Yapan and King, Camrich as well. Chaplin came off of the bench, so did Olasese and Leo Black. It's often the way at the end of the season that we see this promotion through the age groups, and those players will be hoping that they have done enough for next season to move up and start playing with the under-21s as their journey through the academy continues. And then what will be really interesting to see will be how our under-21s start to make an impact, perhaps on the first team next season. Maybe there will be some loans. Spurs go on to make the Europa League, then maybe there will be an opportunity for the players there to have their say in the Europa League games. Arsenal, of course, have seen some really strong academy players make their burst into the first team over recent years. None more so than Bukayo Saka, and the Arsenal players looking to follow in his footsteps as their team, unfortunately, goes from strength to strength. Here come the teams then as we prepare for the North London derby. Spurs against Arsenal is always a big fixture, and these young Spurs players will start to get a feeling for that here. Team today that will be a blend of younger, more inexperienced players with some of this under-18 group that feel as though they have been around for a very long time. And the responsibility will fall on the shoulders of the likes of Callum Olasese and Leo Black to bring those others on. Well, it's the same starting 11 here for Spurs that beat West Brom 5-3 last week. Still a very inexperienced lineup. Goalkeeper Sam Archer and Janai Bofield at the back made their league debuts in that game against West Brom. Luca Williams-Barnett has also only just stepped up from the under-16s. We have seen some of this group more recently with the under-21s though. Baptiste, Camrish, Black and Olasese all featuring in that Crystal Palace game recently for Wayne Burnett's side. And Demola Ajayi made such a massive impact from the bench in the Premier League Cup semi-final. Huge comeback win for Spurs against Forest, and Demola Ajayi is starting up front here for Tottenham Hotspur. And for Arsenal, lots of this Arsenal group have been more heavily involved with the under-21s over the season. Particularly their midfield looks very experienced. Dudziak and Rosiak, big players for the under-21s this season. The biggest story though in under-18s football at the moment, and a player making waves, is Chido Obi, who has 24 goals in his last 7 games. I don't think I've ever seen that kind of scoring form from any young player playing in academy football. He scored 7 in his last match against Norwich and also scored 5 against West Ham. Chido Obi, wearing number 9 today, could be a problem for Spurs. We shall see. Captain for the day, Callum Olasese.
chaps, you good? Right, Lance, a quick one. He's done mine down the same as long as it's me.
Some final words for Spurs,
Thank you, gents.
who may have their work cut out here against Arsenal after their recent results. Incredible run for Arsenal, 9-0 against Norwich. There was an 8-3 win against Crystal Palace, an 8-1 victory against West Ham.
Straight in, lads! Straight in! Get after it, lads! Get after it! Let's do! Straight in! Straight in! Let's do!
Arsenal get the game underway. They will go back to their young goalkeeper. And Porter makes the clearance. I feel as though, given Arsenal's recent form, Spurs will have to settle pretty quickly here. Demola Ajayi leading the way with the ball in behind. Miracle Adewole's cross, and Spurs are in a good position. And very quickly, with just 22 seconds gone in this North London derby game, Ola Seisi gives Spurs the lead. A blistering start here from Stuart Lewis's side. Lovely football on the right. Ola Seisi set free. And a smart finish into the corner has the beating of Arsenal's goalkeeper. And Spurs are off to the best of starts. Demola Ajayi, superb in the week for the under-21s in the Premier League Cup semi-final win. Lays on the pass. Adewole seeking Ola Seisi. And that is a lovely goal from the Spurs number 10. How will Arsenal respond from here? Recently they have been piling on the goals in their games at this level. Spurs looking to start on the front foot, and they have done it perfectly. Now you wonder whether or not they tried to keep their foot on the gas. Williams-Barnett with the foul as he tried to recover the ball. Copley in midfield, trying to get one in behind to Chido Obi. And he collides with Sam Archer, but Sam Archer comes away with the ball and is happy to roll into midfield where Leo Black is waiting. Quickly surrounded by the Arsenal players. Good hustle from them as they look to respond and get themselves back into the game. Slip though at the vital moments. Well, you know what to expect from Arsenal. Quick, intricate passing.
Tight. Yes, take your football. Good. Hey! Mal, good job. Stay there, look at them. D, check and go. Brilliant.
Poor touch from Demola Ajayi. And Arsenal in possession will look to break, and Baptiste up against Obi is unable to make the clearance away. Camrich offering a helping hand, and he can drive away with the ball. Nice run here by Youssoufa Camrich. Having a really strong end to the season. Camrich, the Moroccan under-20 international, has stepped up for the under-21s and really hasn't looked out of place there.
Miri, jump on!
I wonder whether or not, for some of these players, there may be a chance to be involved with the under-21s in the knockout games.
Luca, jump on!
that are upcoming between now and the end of the season.
Play, speed! Miri,
Well done. Come in. Maddie, Miri, come in.
That's fine, Archie and Janai can put on Miri. Miri, step, Miri. Go on, Miri. Double press, go on, double.
Ismail's touch. He goes back. Arsenal have lost it, unable to get too much going through midfield. It's a reset from Tottenham Hotspur here as they go all the way back. Byfield, who only just stepped up last week against West Brom, did not look out of place playing for the under-18s. A couple of mistakes, as you would expect in your first game. Camrish making the point that he was unable to take the free kick because the Arsenal player, Downman, was stood in his way.
Archie, get closer, Archie!
Stand still, Mal. Stand still, Mal. Go again.
Adewale looking for the give and go. The return pass, though, from Han Wilhoff-King is heavy. Scored a lovely goal, Han Wilhoff-King, to finish off a lovely move for Tottenham in a 5-3 win against West Brom. There's a nice partnership in there for Spurs. Nice balance between Leo Black and Han Wilhoff-King. Wozniak's chip. And Arsenal looking to use their pace to get in behind the Spurs defence. And it's fair to say that Osman Kamara, the number 11, had some pace. Ball ran away from him, and Spurs are able to pass away. And they'll look direct with a rather hopeful ball forward from the Camrich.
Jump! Jump! Man off!
Well done. All right, good line.
Well done! Good line!
Sam, keep the talking going. Well done. Play now.
Let's back!
Feels like a really good time to be around this academy for these Spurs players. There's nearly a mistake by the Spurs defence. Very nearly caught out. Dudziak was looking to make the break. He's been heavily involved, the Arsenal number 10 with the under-21s this season. Snapped in to make the challenge. Spurs got lucky. Black's touch. And here is Williams Barnett, who had a really impressive game in the match-up against West Brom. Plays a nice pass, trying to slide one through the middle. Two there for Spurs. Ajayi and Wilhoff-King were both in good positions.
That's it, stay inside. Now you do it, Miri. Miri, out.
Williams Barnett just unable to connect.
Take it in.
Back into Damola Ajayi. Unable to turn. Leo Black's done well to win it back. Spurs are in a good position again, and it was a fine chance. Wilhoff-King unable to connect as perhaps he would have liked. Spurs on the attack again on the left-hand side, but the ball from Black out towards Wilhoff-King doesn't quite reach.
Take him on! Take him on! Go on!
Miracle Adewale. Quickly crowded out, somehow comes away with the ball and finds Damola Ajayi. First time delivery from him, cut out by the centre-back Sweets.
Keep going. Yeah, you're doing great. Keep going.
Well, Spurs physio team called into action here, and Miracle Adewale will come to the side of the field, and looks as though there is good news and he'll be able to continue. As part of the protocol, just has to come to the side of the pitch. Byfield fairly far forward for the centre-back here, and now he might have to cover up some ground because, well, he's lost the ball, but Arsenal don't manage to make the pass that they needed to form the breakaway. Pressure on for Baptiste, and he's lost the ball. And now Obi, who gets in behind, makes the breakaway. It's difficult to get close to him with those big long legs. Spurs do manage to come away with the ball, and it's picked up in the end by Sam Archer. And now off goes a Camrish, who loves to run forward from this left-back position. Olasesi, the goal scorer. First time really we've seen Obi get in behind. He's the danger man for Arsenal after his clutch of recent goals.
That's brilliant, Demola. Well played, Demola.
Good try, Jack, good try. Demola! Yes, let's go! Yes, good tire.
Come!
Yes,
That's it, come out hard a bit. Come out hard. That's it, great position. Next space hard, that's the ball.
Olasesi. Wide to Williams Barnett. And Spurs don't manage to keep the ball in an onside position. I think we will start to see for some of these under-18s players their performances jump up a level or two, with some of their teammates moving up through the age groups. Perhaps there is a feeling of being left behind for some, as well as a feeling of there being an opportunity if your performances shine.
Yes, Mike.
Dudziak with a touch through midfield, and Arsenal are breaking. Arsenal's under-18s coached by Jack Wilshere, and you can certainly see the influence of the former England midfield in a number of their midfield players. Interestingly though, he came through in an era when Arsenal maybe didn't have the best defence, and that has also been fairly prevalent here. And Ajayi making the run through the middle, tests the goalkeeper, and Porter had to come out quickly to make a hurried clearance. He's conceded the corner.
And the runner.
Maxi, ball side edge. Come across.
See the ball, see the man. Well done, tonight.
Coppers, if there's only one you can remove. Yeah. Come to the edge and push Max up. Good lad. Ozzy, remove now, Oz, edge.
Camrish with the corner in towards the front post. Came in at a difficult height for anyone to do too much with it, and it's Arsenal who come away with it.
Now contact. Now contact, lad. Contact, mate. Come on. That'll be contact. Come on.
Wilhoff King feeds it around the corner. Baptiste in an unfamiliar position. The Spurs centre-back holds the ball up well though, turns away from trouble and does well to win a corner. And there are the under-21 group who are just walking past off of the field. Jamie Donnelly there, Jaden Williams as well, Soonsup Bell, Alfie Dorrington. Corner kick from McCamrich is turned away. And Byfield will chase after this one. Here's Ajayi. He lifts in, promising this for Spurs. Baptiste with a touch. He's going to go for goal. It looked as though he was. He slid the pass instead. Olasese in a tight spot. His challenge before he is able to find a teammate. Quickly taken by Ajayi. Spurs looking to keep up this momentum at this end of the field. Challenge from Olasese this time is deemed to be an unfair one. Arsenal get the free kick. And Clark takes it quickly. Obi's control. And Byfield's happy to take the ball away from him. Olasese wide. Williams Barnett driving towards Arsenal's penalty area. He cuts in field, gets the shot away. Always looking likely that he wants to get the ball onto his right. And Arsenal spotted that, made the block, and the danger is dealt with. Oh, that was certainly a foul. Late challenge by Leo Black.
Youssef, come a bit. Yes. Come in. Now across, Mal. Now across. Open your shoulder, Mal. 11. Wait, Mal. Wait, Mal. You've got a man here.
Didziak with a crossfield ball. Difficult to control that one though. And Dowman can only put that one into touch.
This side, Mary. Tell him, Mary, keep talking. You're not getting the ball. I'm not doing it. Stay there, hard. Stay there, hard. Be ready.
Yes, last step! Last step!
Malachi Hardy scrambles through Arsenal's first line of resistance. And Harmwilhoff King gets a helping hand, and here comes Miracle Adewole on the burst. And it was from this side where Spurs scored the goal of the game. That was surely a bad challenge. I think just about everybody was expecting the whistle for that.
Injured player!
Well, the coaching staff here getting far too involved from Arsenal for me, but that's a reckless challenge with the boot high, and I don't understand why there could be any kind of argument.
Play 2v1 against you, huh? Play 2v1 against you. It might be you come low. Come low. Come low. How are you going to do it?
Thank you.
That's a poor decision for me from the referee. Going back underway, and Miracle Adewole at least is okay. Lovely breakaway on this right-hand side by Spurs. Arsenal, though, have turned through midfield, and Obi is the target. He's being looked after pretty well so far by Janai Byfield. I think anyone with that kind of goal-scoring record coming into a match would be somebody to at least have some element of fear around. Not too often that you see a player score 7 in a match. 24 goals in 7 games for one player is a pretty unbelievable statistic. The Arsenal number 9 apparently I mean, you never know how much these rumours are to be believed, but getting interest from the likes of Real Madrid and Paris Saint-Germain. Spurs keeping him out of the game so far, though. Looking to add some tempo as they break forward with Williams-Barnett here. Here's crossfield ball onto Miracle Adewole. Did think about the shot, looks for the cutback, was hoping to find Olasese. The route to him was well blocked off in the end by Arsenal's defence, and Spurs will have to start again.
Enjoy the ball for a bit. Spell.
Well, given the Spurs have been experimenting with this lineup recently, and it's a relatively inexperienced lineup too, with the under-16s coming through, it's been a very good start for a new look under-18s team here against the in-form team at this level.
Yes, Billy, coming tonight.
What's the run, Mal? What's the run, Mal?
Looking to lift one in behind. Rosiak sent the ball forward. It was well watched by Sam Archer. And Sam Archer so far has looked really impressive in goal for the under-18s. I think goalkeepers do tend to mature slightly later. You often see that within the academy. There's a certain amount of uncertainty amongst goalkeepers, but Sam Archer is very prepared to be that sweeping goalkeeper who comes out, anticipates, makes the clearances. I've been impressed with him so far. Arsenal free kick here to be taken by Rosiak, who will lift one into the penalty area looking for the flick on. Easily dealt with after what was a poor header by the Arsenal defensive players who had come forwards. Malachi Hardy had to improvise as he went diving to get to the ball. And he did ever so well to deny Arsenal the chance for another attack. Kamola Ajayi breaking. Eating up the space here on the right-hand side. Arsenal claiming a goal kick. And the assistant, wow, stuck to his guns.
Take your arms! Use your arms!
Yes, Archie! 1-3! Hey!
Good! What was it?
Ready, yeah?
Push! Well done!
Let's go! I've got two, Leo. Let's shoulder. Down early. Get over. On. Get
Cameron's trying to win the ball back here for Spurs, and he's done really well. Tenacious play. And then he was pulled back as he tried to advance. No whistle though. Chipped across the pitch by Rosiak, and work to do for Baptiste, and he's dealt with that pretty well.
Get off! Arch, get him off! Get off! Over! Yeah, get in! Good. Get off! Yeah, Archie, ready?
And again.
Get off! Go on, Mary. Go in!
Longer.
Yeah! Go again, G!
Well played, lads. Get out.
Nice turn away by Dowman, trying to break. And Spurs needed to do that, really. Needed to do something to unsettle the momentum of the Arsenal break forward. Well, given the recent results, would have been fair to expect that Arsenal would blow Spurs away in this game. Hasn't been the case so far. And Spurs are dealing with a pretty experienced lineup very well. Plenty of the game to go, fair to say. Yellow cards sent in the direction of Yusufa Kamrish.
Yusuf, one side! Step! Get off! Get off! Get off! Yeah, get him! Line! Miri, line!
Dudziak in behind, Obi there waiting. And so too was the sliding Sam Archer, and the Spurs goalkeeper makes a good gather up.
Well done!
Yes, lower, Louis!
Well done!
Nicely worked by Spurs. Somebody had to make the break, and the Kamrish so effective in these moments, looking to get Williams Barnett away, who hasn't really had much of an opportunity on the left-hand side to get into the game after his impressive performance last time out against West Brom, but he's on the ball here, and he's looking to cut the pass. Unable to find Damola Ajayi. Playing through the middle today, really effective on the left-hand side for the under-21s in the semi-final of the Premier League Cup. Made such a huge impact, having come on as a substitute. Had a role in the third and the fourth goal. The Arsenal player seems to be in trouble here. Not sure what happened off the ball, but clearly something did. And the assistant will just have a conversation here with the referee. An incident that happened off of the ball.
Hey, fella, let's have a free hit. Where's he say? Yeah, red free kick. Red free kick. Number 9, though, please.
It's Damola Ajayi who is involved.
If you can't,
And it will be a yellow card, so it was An incident that we didn't see. Damola Ajayi offered the ball.
What's the right? What's the right? Ready?
His decision to make the cut. His decision to get the cut. I'm not shooting out.
Rosiak looking for Obi, who has pulled away. And again, Byfield is there, dealing fairly well with the striker. Big test for Janai Byfield, just his second start in the league for the under-18s. And up against somebody scoring 7 in his previous game. Certainly a moment where he is having to stand up. So far, so good for the new Spurs centre-back for the under-18s.
Forward, Jay. Go!
Baptiste rolling away the pass. And now Camrish turning. Manages to chip the ball away to safety. Lovely touch by Williams Barnett, being harassed from behind, but he manages to find Olasesi. And Ajayi can sprint. And there does seem to be a bit of a battle going on between Ajayi and the Arsenal number 5, who is fair to say is pretty aggressive, Sweet. He was the one that went in with the challenge on Adewole earlier on in the game. Ajayi looking to get the better of Arsenal here, but he's up on his own, had to wait for the support to arrive. His chip into the box will land here at the feet of Leo Black, trying to turn, swivelling, looking for room. Room arrives for the shot on goal, and it was curling, but it was well pushed away by Porter, the Arsenal keeper. Well built here by Spurs, a Camrish with the shot, and it was certainly curling in. A nice height for the goalkeeper, it has to be said.
Come on, Ross, come on, yes, Ray, yes, G. Be strong. Be strong.
Be on the move, back post, Mel.
Camrish delivers, looking for the flick on. And Baptiste does flick the ball on, but he almost put too much on it. Scored a lovely header in the game against West Brom, Archie Baptiste. I suppose we'll be happy so far, you would imagine, in this game with how they are keeping Arsenal pretty quiet. Hasn't been too much in the way of goalmouth action for Sam Archer, the Spurs goalkeeper, to deal with.
Go on, Hunt! Go on, Hunt! Don't foul! Go on, Hunt! Tight!
As we look ahead to next season, some of the performances that we have seen over the last 2 games from the likes of Byfield and from the likes of Williams Barnett give the impression that the under-18s could have a really good season, and also that there is plenty of new talent coming through that could well filter through. Often the way that you see a really successful group of players coming through, and I would put the under-21s within that category, and you wonder then whether there will be a gap behind, but it looks as though that won't be the case. There are younger players filtering through who can keep the Spurs Academy at a really good level. Leo Black's touch was a heavy one. Obi's onto it, he's going to go for goal here. Big deflection on that, and the deflection carries it over the top of the crossbar onto the net and away for a corner.
First contact up! Deep! Mel! It's a distance!
Chip to the back of the box, and Malachi Hardy did enough to put the Arsenal player off in the end. It was a big leap from the Spurs defender, and it was just enough to provide a distraction.
Move it. Move again now,
Obi wins it back into Dudziak. The Arsenal midfielder here with a step over, with an effort on goal that was straight at Sam Archer. The Spurs need to grab some control here. Olasesi slipping, and that meant the pass didn't carry in the direction that he was hoping it would. Arsenal have won it back. And Junai Byfield is there, makes the challenge, then bursts through midfield from defence, releases the pass to Han Wilhoff-King, who can't return it back in the direction of Junai Byfield, and you just wonder whether his pass could have gone left, where Williams Barnett was waiting.
Well done, lad. Leo, get across me. Come on, Leo. Got to run for me. Come on. Come on, Han. Open up, Mal. Mal.
have to help Malachi.
Through us, lad.
And he did, Brayden.
Come on, Leo. Come on, Leo. Stand the game, Leo. Come on, Leo. Get back to the
Side Luca.
Crossfield ball is a good one from Ibrahim. Arsenal on the attack again, ramping things up here as we get deeper into the first half. Spurs have done well to challenge, win it back, and it needs some good hold-up play here. Damola Rajayi unable to keep hold though.
Miri. Tight Mal.
No foul.
Secure.
Malachi Hardy's pass wasn't one that was really needed for Spurs as they were trying to get the ball away to safety. Camrish is pulled to the ground, and he did well to get his body between player and ball. This was the moment that came just before, the chance that was straight at Sam Archer. Nice effort in the end, but one that was comfortably stopped. Arsenal breaking again, looking to force their way through. And Dowman goes down a bit too easily for the referee's liking, and Spurs are able to clear. But it's fair to say Stuart Lewis's side are on the back foot slightly here. And this is Obi, identified as the danger man before the start of the game. Another effort straight at the Spurs goalkeeper.
Come on, play then, Sam. What are you doing, Rhett? I don't know what we're doing. Go on, use! Go, use, Surf! Use, get up! Go round him! Go down. Luca, Leo, come on, get some passes in, come on.
Well, the Arsenal player here remains down and will need some treatment. Well, this was the challenge in question. It's difficult to see any contact in there, so possibly there was an awkward twist. Well, you wondered whether this would be one of those typical under-18 matchups where there can be a flurry of goals. Hasn't been that case. The goal that came after 22 seconds is still the goal that has Spurs ahead here, and Spurs have been protecting that advantage ever since.
Get up, it's a goal kick. Get up, let's lock him in. Let's go. Sammy, right.
Cheeto. Six is back.
Yes, you.
Stacey takes up a nice position on that left-hand side, and Williams Barnett has dropped into an inside left position from the left wing. Spurs have worked it nicely out towards Miracle Adewole here. Wilhoff King keeps the move going, and Leo Black will look towards the opposite side of the field. Nice football from Spurs. Camrich out towards Williams Barnett. And Leo Black beats the challenge, wins the free kick. And it's a free kick in a very good area, given that Spurs have Yusufa Camrich, who has shown himself over recent weeks to be very good in these kind of positions.
Maxi, turn the face, get the shot.
Winners!
Maxi,
Winners!
Max, Harrison, spare man in the back post. Aussie marking.
Camrich delivers. Spurs have the corner.
Let's go. Yes, Bray. Yes, Ian. Come on, yes, Fido. Brayden. One step forward.
Yes, Archie!
Yes, Sweetie. One step forward.
Camrich with a curling ball into the front post. Baptiste is off on the target from corners for Spurs and has been really effective from them over the course of the season, whether that's scoring goals or flicking the ball on. Unable to get there this time. Spurs are in again. Leo Black challenged from behind. There was a glance across towards the assistant, but maybe not enough to suggest that he really felt as though he was clipped. And now Arsenal can break with Kamara. Manages to get away from Hardy twice, and he's still going, but it's another impressive challenge from Janai Byfield, who continues to catch the eye. Well, Spurs have certainly been short at centre-back for the under-21s. We've seen more recently that midfield players have had to fill in that position alongside Alfie Dorrington. Janai Byfield certainly is one to keep tabs on if he keeps up this kind of form.
Be ready, Miri. Get up, yes, got pop back, go on.
Dropping in between the lines. Arsenal's number 2, Ibrahim. Now Dudziak. Ismail, the fullback, looking to break forward here. Looked after by Miracle Adewole, but that's a nice one too. Arsenal are in, the clearance away by Byfield. Arsenal lining one up. And it would have been a special hit from Rosiak. Spurs will be happy to see shots coming in from there.
One of you's got to get out, come on.
Three minimum, Jen.
Let's go, Che. Go, Dizzy.
Right there. Lower use. Bring him down, take him down hard. Take him down hard. And then spin. Yes, double movement, team.
Go, Han. Second ball, Han. Second ball, Han. Pick it up, Miri.
Milo Ajayi manages to get to the flick on. Adewole beats the challenge, looking to slide one in behind. Well covered by Sweet, the centre-back. Spurs knocking the ball around well.
Stay there, Han.
Right, lads. Stay in there, Han. Get your balance, Leo! Get up tonight.
Doesn't have triggers to read it.
Poked on by Olasesi. Now Leo Black, surrounded by red shirts. Archie Baptiste lost it as he tried to get there. The problem for Spurs is he may have left a gap in behind. Spurs have won it back, and Archie Baptiste in a forward position has a chance, which he puts over the top of the bar. Well, he was all of a sudden in unfamiliar territory, the Spurs centre-back. Good work by Leo Black to win it for Spurs. And a chance just before the break for Spurs to make it 2. And it was one that Baptiste sent over the bar. The pressure by the Spurs front players has been a real feature for the academy this season. Very aggressive without the ball. And Arsenal haven't been able to get into their flow as they have done over recent weeks in this first half. And that's a real credit to the way that Spurs have been playing without the ball. Well won by Baptiste. Black turning, looking for the foul. And that's perhaps the perfect word, looking for it. The referee saw that. Obi can break it the other end. Gets away from a Camrish. And between a Camrish and Byfield, they do enough to make the block. Clearly identified by Spurs before the start of this game as a player that could cause trouble.
Big boy, Sam!
Took 2 to tame him, but tame him they did.
Be alive, Lee!
Had a couple of stoppages in this first half. There may be some additional minutes at the end of the 45. Arsenal looking for an equaliser just before the break.
Back posty!
Rosiak, the Arsenal midfielder, curling one in. And the opportunity was perhaps wasted from the corner by Arsenal. Rosiak has seen the space. And the space was there on the left, there for Dowman. And the Spurs players haven't stopped the cross into the penalty area, but Olasesi is back there. And he does enough.
Get up, lads, get up, forward. Come on, lads, get up. Get up, lads, get up. Come on, get up, Got to do it up. Get Ozzy. Move it now.
What an uncomfortable one for the Arsenal player, and the physio team quickly sent on here. The reaction says that possibly he's taken that one right in the windpipe. While Stuart Lewis watches on, he no doubt will be pretty happy with the performance so far here. This under-18 group haven't always been defensively sound over the season. They have done pretty well to restrict a rampant Arsenal team.
I can't, trust me.
It'll be a long chat at half time, right? Ref, what is it?
One free kick. About 20 seconds. There's a foul after.
Get up, lads.
Get up.
Archer's clearance forward. And Spurs really just need to keep the ball at this end of the field. They won't get the chance to do that.
Tonight, be ready.
Wozniak tries to fire the ball through the middle, overcooks it. And that will be that for the first half. The first half where Spurs have defended well and are ahead thanks to the quick thinking of the attacking players who got us underway here with just 22 seconds of the game gone. Olasesi's goal continues to separate the two teams, and at half-time Spurs are leading by 1-0 in the North London derby. Welcome back to Spurs play for the second half of Spurs under-18s against Arsenal under-18s. Spurs 1 goal to the good after starting the first half, well, in the best of fashion. Goal after just 22 seconds. And it was the man on the ball who scored it, Callum Olasesi.
No subs first, no. Thank you.
Get Jay! Go!
Let's go, boys. Let's go. Save again. Keep up.
Well, we are back underway for the second half. No changes at half-time. And Spurs will be hoping for no changes to the way that they performed in the first half. Arsenal have been one of the best teams in terms of form over recent matches. They have been scoring goals for fun, but Spurs have managed to keep them at bay.
Hey, man free, tennis free, she's great. Good.
Callum Olasesi trying to lift one into the penalty area. Sent away by Arsenal, but it's quickly back here with Spurs and a Camrish on the left, looking for an option. Amola Ajayi continues to occupy the number 9 role. Whether things stay that way remains to be seen. May have a big role to play in the final month of the season for the under-21s, where there could be some big games. May be taken off as Spurs look ahead to those, and Ellis Lehane would be a likely replacement. And Spurs do certainly have some substitutes who can be difference makers should they be needed later in the game. Will Hoff-King breaking through midfield, finding Miracle Adewole, who's returned the pass. Byfield, who was brilliant in the first half, sweeps the ball across here towards a Camrish in space. And off goes Williams-Barnett, looking to cut in field, as is so often the case. Nice flick into the area. Will Hoff-King arriving to get on the end of it. And he just stumbled and touched it a bit too heavily as he came through, and that gave the opportunity for Porter, the goalkeeper, to bring some safety at the back for Arsenal.
Get tight, Leo! Release! Come on! Good! Again!
Arsenal quickly looking to send one over the top. Archer is there, and the Spurs goalkeeper calmly passes away to our England under-16 international, Malachi Hardy. Hardy, who came through and played at centre-back for the under-16s. And longer term, that may well be the position that he takes up, but he's playing it right back here.
Come on, D, stay alive, D. Can't get across hard. Yes, across Leo. Yes, on. Outside it. Good Leo. It's on.
Trying to steal it back for Spurs. Arsenal able to break. And they have fed it through, and Obi running the channels. Comes up here against Byfield again. Well, it's been a physical performance from Byfield at the back. And it's another good challenge here to deny the inform Obi.
Get together, Will. Get your teammates together.
First contact up.
Arsenal's corner into the front post. It's swept over the top. That was a very good chance to score, and Sweet certainly caught it pretty sweetly, but he sends it over the top of the crossbar.
Lower, right? Okay, you go lower. Go lower, Mal.
Yes, Matt, funny inside, good.
Go, G, go!
Ibrahim bursting forward from the back. Arsenal sensing there may be a chance here to push on for an equaliser. But also, with his senses flared, Leo Black was able to get back and in the moment of danger get the ball back away to safety for Spurs. Really positive start to the second half for Tottenham Hotspur. Arsenal trying to swing the game back in their direction. Not given the chance to do that, the whistle was blown.
Hey, you got 11. I'll take you.
Line.
Tonight.
Who's got line here?
Start there for me.
Let's go there. Let's go. Good.
Hamrich giving the Arsenal defence something to think about with a long ball. It's a lovely piece of control though by the goalkeeper. And that's very much the way for goalkeepers now. Damola Rajayi racing, won't get there. Ahead of Porter again, who goes down rather spectacularly with a roll. That was an interesting tactic from Spurs. Arsenal's goalkeeper has spent most of the game stood on the edge of his penalty area. Big up and under to find him. And Damola Rajayi now scrapping to get there, but he won't win the ball. It's brought away by Rosiak. Could almost be a version 2 of their coach Jack Wilshere. Arsenal have the ball in the back of the net. That won't count though. The flag was raised. An offside decision again. Sweeping move, a lovely breakaway. They had the overload on the left-hand side. Pass just came a bit too late though.
Yeah. Lower arms, lower use, go lower use. Go on, Luke. Tight! Go on, Luke. Yeah, we got. Get off! Get off! Come on, Miri! Sprint, Miri!
Jai with good hold-up play. He's flip-flopped this season between playing as a winger and then as a centre-forward. And you would say that his natural position is probably on the right-hand side, but he also has aspects of his game which really mean that he does do well when he's playing that centre-forward, that number 9 role.
Pick up! Come on, Mikel! Hurry, Kel!
Come on! Stronger!
Williams Barnett scrapping to win it for Spurs. Arsenal have players back. Right down in the corner of the field though, and the only real option was to make that chip clearance away. Obi and Chaplin wrestling off with the ball. Arsenal still going here, and Ismail, the fullback, breaks into the box and maybe tried to be a bit too cute with the pass when really just a run-of-the-mill pass back, run-of-the-mill 1-2 would have been enough to open Spurs up there.
Higher, yeah, he's back, yes.
Well spotted by Camridge, who comes out to break down the attack, but now he's going to have to backtrack. Outstretched leg, wins the ball back. And again, an Arsenal player rolling around on the floor. Same as the first half.
Tonight, get him! Tonight, tight!
Let's go! Get up!
Stuart Lewis on the sides of the field here, waving the team up. The goalkeeper was nearly caught out by Damola Ajayi, and that certainly wasn't a pass that he wanted. Wilhoff King leading the charge. There is some space now though for Dudziak, and he looks to roll one around the corner. Gets beyond Hardy, won't get beyond Byfield. Lovely touch. Now Williams Barnett, and here comes the overlapping run at pace from a Camrish. He has a look, lays in the ball a bit too close to the goalkeeper. Needed more power, and now there is a gap that has been left by Yusuf Camrish, and he is going to have to race back to cover that space.
Wait for tonight.
Spurs have a problem here, and it's Junai Byfield. The suggestion maybe would be that there is some cramp. Does seem to be cramp that kicks in more often with younger players, and I wonder whether or not it's always cramp, whether that is something that's pretty typical or whether or not maybe it's just dealing with the injuries in the wrong way. But the physio team come across to have a look. Has been a standout performer in this game today. Seems to be a tensing up in the calf muscle.
How many throughout the game?
Well, the Arsenal coaching staff here really getting into the ear, or at least trying to, of the assistant on this near side touchline. I'm really not a fan of that at this level. You should just let the officials do their job. Focus really should be on the pitch. Well, he doesn't look overly happy here, Junai Byfield. It would be a big loss for Spurs, because Chido Obi has been the one that everyone was talking about before this game, the Arsenal number 9. And he really hasn't had too much of a sniff so far, because he's been completely swatted away every time he's broken forward by Junai Byfield, the Spurs centre-back.
right?
Hamish will launch it along the touchline towards Ajayi, who will hold up. Arsenal have done well to get the ball out of that tight corner. I'm not sure that appeal was necessary for that particular challenge.
Now, come in a little bit, just in case.
Rosiak, crossfield ball. Arsenal trying to open up the space on the left-hand side. Byfield is back onto the field for Tottenham Hotspur. And Hardy gets the wrong side of the Arsenal attacker. And it's a penalty. Was this enough of a touch to constitute a penalty kick? Well, it was the arm on the back that really caused the trouble, and as soon as that arm was felt, the Arsenal player was going tumbling. Spurs have done ever so well to resist Arsenal in every single way. Almost seems unfair that it should come down to this, but it will. And Rosiak will step up against Archer to give Arsenal the chance to bring the game level. Rosiak for Arsenal, stutters and misses. What a brilliant stop. Sam Archer stretching across, pushes away, and his impressive run since stepping up for the under-18s continues. Well, it was just that hesitation from Rosiak before hitting the ball that seemed to put more doubt in his mind. Archer didn't make his move, held his dive, and then did ever so well to push away. Arsenal had the chance to draw level in the North London derby here, and they have missed that opportunity. Now delivering a corner, Sweet again runs into the diving Sam Archer, who makes another brilliant stop. It looked as though that was about to nestle in the bottom corner. Well, Arsenal are sensing that there is an opportunity to do something here. Spurs can't keep relying on Sam Archer.
Come on, Han! Come on, Han, stronger! Let's go!
Spurs midfield being asked to dig in. Spurs seem to have lost some of their structure. Big challenge by Olasesi, came thundering in. Well, there was a pull on the shirt, you could see that. Copley is penalised. This was the header by Sweet, who looks a real threat from corners. Archer with two big moments in this game. The penalty save, then he follows it up from the corner with a brilliant push away to deny William Sweet, the centre-back. The Spurs need to regain some composure here.
Hey! Pass. Yes, switch it. Oi! Braden, top! Top! Hey, Mally, it might have to go. Braden, step on. Mally, take on. Mally, take on. Mal, look up. Hey! Good Archie! Hey!
Arsenal are through. A Camrish with work to do. The turn in the penalty area. Catches a Camrish out. It's another Arsenal penalty kick. Arsenal have started to open up Spurs with ease. It's another through ball. Olasesi missed it, and then a Camrish went lunging when he maybe didn't need to. Damon wins this penalty. And now Arsenal have a second bite of the cherry, a second chance to cause some trouble. There could be some trouble here for Janai Byfield. Had that injury moments ago. It looks as though he might need to be replaced here. Well, the referee wants to speak to a Camrish first, but I think the Spurs players are suggesting that he needs the physio to come on here.
Ref! Landsberg! How can we do it?
Well, the injury for Janai Byfield has had a pretty big impact for Spurs. Fair to say that. Dante Orr will be the one to come on in his place. Well, interestingly, Arsenal have switched penalty kick takers. Wozniak missed the first. Obi strides back with a bit more purpose. And the Arsenal striker thunders that one into the corner of the net. And the North London derby between Spurs and Arsenal is now all square. Second time around from the spot. Arsenal make it count. And Obi, who has been in a fine run of goal-scoring form, adds another to his growing list of goals. 25 now in his last 8 games.
Yes!
Well, Spurs have made a switch, and Hardy has moved to centre-back in the absence of Byfield, and Orr switching across to right-back. Leo Black evading the challenge. Olasesi picks up the position on the left-hand side, finding Ajayi, and then Olasesi, that's enough. Enough for Spurs, and forward they come into the penalty area here with Miracle Adewole. Pass was loose, wasn't the one that was needed, and it gave Arsenal the chance to break things up here. Well, Arsenal are sensing that there is a moment here for them to push ahead. They've had their confidence dented ever since conceding the early goal. Have been more at it in the final moments, or rather the later stages of this second half. Arsenal with another shot on goal and another strike that hits the back of the net. The bounce was awkward for Archer. And Rosiak, who missed the penalty, scores this time. Well, Sam Archer has performed really well in goal here for Spurs today. He'll be disappointed that he doesn't get a touch on this one. And very quickly, Arsenal have managed to turn this game around.
Yes, Miri. Come on, lad! Come on, Juice. Come on, Kelly. Come on, let's keep going. Let's go, come on. Come on,
Ellis Lehane is about to come onto the field here for Spurs. And he replaces Miracle Adewole. I would imagine that would mean, and it does look to be the case, that Damola Ajayi will move out to the right-hand side.
work early now. Come on, Nick. Come on. Good, lad. Good. Louis. Michael. Rod, between. Good.
Come on, boys! Good. Max.
Is it coming back on?
We will be that side.
4-4-1, let's keep it back on. No, wait. Yes, Cam! Yes, got too deep!
Ball is fed through by Olasese to Barnett. Olasese has remained down though for Spurs. Ellis Lehane instantly into the action, and Damola Ajayi thought about the big swing. Keeps hold, delivers in, and can't find Lehane in the middle.
Lucas, you.
I like the line.
Williams Barnett trying the ball through. Couldn't quite squeeze it into the direction of Lehane. Arsenal thought that they were breaking away there. The referee had blown the whistle. Spurs free kick here.
Chance to come out, well done. Good day. Good day.
Wait, Luke, get in the box.
Yeah, Black can't break. Keeps hold of the ball for Spurs, makes the overlapping run, and then loses possession.
Let's go! Yes, out!
Be alive, hon! Mel, come on up, stay in the game!
Yes, please. Let's go, come on.
Come on, Cal. Come on, there's more left. Come on, keep going. Right or left? Your left 8 in possession. Our possession has a 2.
Well, there's the Arsenal change. And Benjamin onto the field.
Let's go, Carter. Use.
Stay on his dog! Pass it, lad! Pass! Fight hard! Go on, hard! Yes, Leo. Go on, hard! That's it, lock it inside hard! Yes, choose it back! Yes, back! In front of him!
Nice touch of Camrich, back to goalkeeper Archer. It's fair to say that Archer would be pretty disappointed if Spurs don't get something from this game, having worked so hard to save that earlier penalty. He's made a brilliant grab there. That's a super catch by the Spurs keeper.
You know what to do.
Come on, you get your running.
Camrich chips one over the top. Lehane is chasing, but he won't get there. Williams Barnett skillfully worked, and Leo Black wasn't expecting the pass, I don't think.
Good. Keep the ball. Keep the ball. Play your football.
Get out, Lucas, get out.
Can no in your back, Max. Come on, Max. Max, higher.
Go, Cal. Run, Cal.
Kamala Ajayi has some room to run at the Arsenal defence, looking for the free kick, but he won't get the whistle. Threaded through for Arsenal. Obi is away, Archer's on his toes. He makes the clearance away. Rather frantic this game now all of a sudden. Spurs searching for the equalising goal. Arsenal now ahead. And looking for the goal to truly kill off the game. Jai had Olasesi in a really good position ahead of him. Nothing doing there.
Use open use. Yes, Sam, brilliant Sam.
Distances!
Go!
Chipped wide here towards Williams Barnett, who is unable to flick the header back in the direction of a teammate. And now all of a sudden Spurs look slightly exposed. Dowman works it wide. Kamara inching towards the penalty area, finds room, gets the shot away, but the shot is straight at Sam Archer, and there's no hanging around from the Spurs goalkeeper. Bowls the ball away. And it's Lehane with a heel that was in the way of the pass from Harm Wilhoff King.
Yes, please, straight on.
Come on, lads, come in.
Well, the Arsenal goalkeeper remains down. This was the chance for Arsenal that was well crafted by Kamara. And both sets of players in here to speak to the coaching staff. Well, in most leagues, what you often see is that goalkeepers have a tendency to go down when the coaching staff want to bring the players to the side of the field. Tactical breaks, I think they're called.
I think we get him. Come on, lad! Come on!
One back by Black. Spurs looking to ramp up the pace. Williams Barnett has skills, but he's got two for company, and Arsenal bring the ball away. And Benjamin can make the break. And he's got some pace, that's for sure. Dante Hills won it back. Wilhoff King with time to turn. Didn't quite have the angle into Williams Barnett that he was hoping for. Nice takedown here by Damola Rajaya around the corner to Olasesi. Olasesi for Spurs can't slip the pass. And that took a final touch off of Olasesi, so he has to race after it. Damola Rajaya holding off his man. Pass is cut back into a good position here. Camrish. Wide here towards Williams Barnett, who really hasn't got any change out of the fullback on this side. Camrish will try a different avenue. And he finds Ellis Lehane. Williams Barnett again, floating one into the space at the back of the area. But Damola Rajaya had made the run inside. And the ball lifted over the top of his head. Doesn't really come to too much. Into the final 10 minutes of the game. There have been a fair few stoppages though. Here's Kamara for Arsenal. Third goal for Arsenal. And this game might be done. Obi goes for goal. Well, maybe haven't seen the best of him. Rumours that PSG and Real Madrid are interested in his services after the bucket load of goals that he's recently scored. But well, he really hasn't shone all that much other than from the penalty spot in this game. But it was the equalising goal that gave Arsenal the feeling that there was a chance to get back into this one.
Good, keep passing. Look back, come on, Hunt. Look back.
Arsenal claiming onside, but Lehane was certainly the right side of the two defenders.
There's next one. Close the middle, Mac. Close the middle. Close the middle. Get wide of you. So you got on the last line then, you. Go on.
Olasesi can't clip it through. We have already, with the Spurs Academy this week, seen one brilliant comeback. The comeback in the semi-final of the Premier League Cup to take Spurs to the final, where they will face Fulham at the end of the month. Can Spurs bring another big turnaround here?
Yes, Max. Defect it. No one in your back.
Well chested down by Lehane.
Move off him now.
Equally so by Williams Barnett, who was looking for the return pass in to Lehane, but it would have had to have been pretty perfect.
Luke, back inside, Luke. Luke, back inside on the 7. That's way. You got time. Yes, Lee. Brilliant, Lee.
The game's going to be when we try, not when we kick.
Callum Logan enters the field, replacing Luca Williams Barnett, who hasn't really been able to get into the game on the left-hand side. And what Spurs will do now is move Logan in at left back, his natural position, and Camric will play on the left wing. I think Luca Williams Barnett will be a really good player for the under-18s next season, but he is only just stepping up from the younger age group, so it may take some time to settle. Had a tough test up against Ibrahim, who's trying to break here, but won't get beyond Logan, who is able to roll back towards Archer.
Get out quicker!
Other side, Han.
Get the other side of him, Mark.
Yes, Max, come on.
Nothing through there.
Nothing through there. Just keep connecting with your fullback. Come on,
Olasesi picks up the pass from Hardy. Has Olasesi done enough in this second half to establish himself in the game? That has to be the question mark. It's a big roll with the number 10 on your back.
Quality when you land on it, Hughes. Tight Malachi.
Demola Ajayi stumbles as he's nearly brought down, but he continues his run brilliantly here for Spurs. Well, where was the whistle from the referee? It does blow for Arsenal. Slight mismatch in size there between Leo Black and Obi.
Wasting time, lads. Wasting time, Lee. First free. Get on with it, okay, get on with it. Get on with it.
Oh, you've got to get him in, mate. Oh, you've got to get him in. Young man, Shepard, you're very high.
Well, the referee eventually gets some control.
Yes, you. Yes, please, come in. This on this.
Come on, Brett. Come on, Brett.
Leo Black, yellow card. Obi, yellow card. And looks as though Benjamin's going to get one as well.
Come on.
Keep going. Come on, keep playing up. Come on, Leo. Keep finding the passes. Come on, Cal. Go hard to the ball, El. Be ready to out.
We're still waiting.
Logan having to deal with an awkward bounce as it's sent forward, and he hasn't dealt with it very well. Surely not a third penalty. Well, Benjamin went flying, but he didn't look across towards the officials.
Yeah, the six, man. The six. Yes,
Chaplin finding Han Wilhoff King. He slots one in behind. Akamrish is away. And Akamrish delivers in a brilliant ball, and Spurs are level in the North London derby. What a week for Demola Ajayi. Well, he was instrumental in the comeback for the under-21s in the Premier League Cup semi-final, and he sweeps in here to make it 2-2. For a moment, it did look as though the goal was about to be ruled out, but it will stand. Superb from Akamrish, who fizzes in the perfect ball, and it's superbly met by Demola Ajayi here for Spurs.
Be careful running your back.
Youssef.
Let's go, guys. Energy. Let's go.
Archie. Give someone else. Look at that side hard. Keep it there.
Well, Spurs may just have rescued a point here.
Again, hard. Good boy.
And these moments at the end of the season are all about building confidence for what's to come next season. It will be a brand new group, completely new look to this under-18 setup. And Spurs may just have given themselves that momentum that's often needed to carry you into a new season. Benjamin trying to feed one through the middle. It's a foot race and it's one that Hardy wins. Archer's clearance not the best. Benjamin is onto it. There is a hunger from Arsenal. They are looking to find a winning goal. But it's Spurs who have it. Breaks nicely for Leo Black. He darts clear and finds the room here in midfield. Leo Black, Lehane turning on the edge of the box, or was it inside the area? This doesn't look good, and this should be our first concern for Leo Black. Free kick Spurs. Tottenham Hotspur, I think, are claiming that this should be a penalty. The Arsenal players are told to stand clear.
But it doesn't matter, we ain't got VAR in this league.
Tino! Bring them, organise!
Your colleague on the right,
Absolutely, absolutely. If he's not sure, he's there to support him. Our fella, look, our fella's parallel.
Becky! Becky! Michael! Michael!
Well, the Arsenal players have been so concerned with the ball that they haven't really been watching that Archie Baptiste has been blocking the view of the goalkeeper.
Lee! Oh! He went over.
Who's allowing from the kick, the ref?
Ricky, 7.
7 added, gents. 7 added. We've just gone into added time now.
Too late now, they're going to take it. Tino! Tino on the outside! Tino!
Follow up.
Camera straight into the wall, but Spurs are onto it. Another big turnaround, this time in the North London derby for the under-18s, in a fabulous week for the academy. That could well be the winning goal for Han Wilhoff-King. Han Wilhoff-King, scorer of a brilliant goal last time out against West Brom, with a goal that could be really important here as Spurs look to secure bragging rights here against Arsenal.
Come on, boys! Keep going! Keep
Was a really clever free kick in the end. Struck with real power, and because it came in low, well, the ricochet always meant that there was a chance that someone would be able to get onto it, and the quickest to react was Wilhoff-King.
Push on the ball, well!
Arsenal will look to get themselves back into it. Have Spurs done enough?
Come on, El! Come on, El!
Ellis Lehane making things awkward here for William Sweet, the centre-back, who's been doing his best all game to get underneath the skin of the Spurs players. Maybe a bit too aggressive there from Ellis Lehane, who came in with a... I'll call it a nudge. I'm not quite sure it can be called a nudge. Arsenal breaking out towards the left. And there's no way for them to get round the corner.
Come on, get in! Yusuf, get in line with Han, you.
Don't get split now. Ellis, don't get split.
Well, a couple of weeks back, it did look as though the season for the under-18s was rather petering out. And it's always difficult to find momentum when you are switching so many players around. But with the win against West Brom, and if this stays like this, it's a very strong end to the campaign for this young group. Logan is back there, lends a helping hand, makes the clearance.
Runners, D. Use, get in, all the way in, Han.
Arsenal looking for the free kick. It's been that way through the whole game, but they don't get the whistle. Spurs bring away, and Black has found some room on this left-hand side. Just as a reminder, worth pointing out that the under-21s start their league playoff campaign on Monday, Bank Holiday Monday, midday kickoff. Nice kickoff if you fancy going to the game. We'll also be on it on Spurs Play. Big month coming up for the academy, and maybe some of these players have done enough to impress, and will be featuring as a result over the course of this month, when there are likely to be some big matches for Wayne Burnett's side. In this final home game of the season, though, for the under-18s,
7 added.
this team have done ever so well to turn this game completely on its head. And now it's Arsenal who all of a sudden are on the back foot. I understand there will be close to 7 minutes of additional time, so we have just under 2.5 minutes remaining. And that's as a minimum. Lehane won't get there. Olasesi might do, though. Spurs have men over here. Olasesi is breaking and finding the pass into the feet of Akamrish. Spurs have a good chance. The angle was tight, but it was a chance to add another. Akamrish, though, with the effort that was straight at the goalkeeper Porter.
Tighter, Archie, on in.
Yes, on. Now we play.
Be ready, Cal. Be ready. Get in, Han.
Well, it's a long, hopeful ball over the top. There's a collision between the two players. Arsenal are claiming that there should be a free kick, but the referee says it was just a coming together. Well, I think Callum Logan's done very well there, the Spurs fullback.
Callum, go closer to Arch. Use goes the left back, use. Nothing through, Lee. No foul.
Dowman has managed to break into Spurs penalty area, gets to the byline, hammers the shot goalwards, hammers it straight into Archer. Arsenal aren't completely done. Obi's shot well saved. And Archer this time clutches hold and won't let go for a while, you would imagine.
Archie, get up here. Come this side. Go straight. Yes, use it. Stop here.
Good. This way, Sammy, or Demola. Strumming.
Get up, lad.
Jump. Okay, good.
You've got 20 seconds, yeah?
Look forward. Don't. Ellis. Come over. Forward, don't.
And this is all Spurs need to do. Down into the corner. Ball hit the arm, I believe, of Ellis Lehane, though.
Use, get in, use, get in. Tight on it, Dante, get in. Yes, Sam, clear it. Help. Hook it deep.
Inside!
Can't get across hard.
Arsenal still pushing, looking for a late equaliser here. Obi trying to dribble his way through a crowd of Spurs players. Gives it back here to Tottenham Hotspur, and Camrish just needs to run now. Run into the corner. All eyes on the referee. Still no whistle, as we understood it. A minimum of 7 minutes. I'm not sure where the extra minute and a half has come from. Ellis Lehane trying to turn. Spurs are still going. Camrish really just needs to run to the corner. And that's where he goes.
Yes.
A week of big comebacks for this academy set up at Tottenham Hotspur. The under-21s did ever so well to reach the final of the Premier League Cup, having been behind by 3-0 at half-time against Nottingham Forest. And now the under-18s in the North London derby, who were behind, show fight until the bitter ends. When they were tested, they showed tenacity. And it finishes here, Spurs 3, Arsenal 2.